Hello students, my name is Siddhant Sanjay Kulkarni and in this semester I will be dealing with the subject Analog and Digital Electronics for SY Mechatronics division. The course code for this particular subject is ADEPC 3002. Now as far as teaching scheme of this subject is concerned, the 3 hours per week lectures are allotted for this particular subject and every week the practical for 2 hours is allotted. Now in case of marks, there will be in semester examination conducted on first 3 units which carries 30 marks, and end semester examination which will be conducted on all 5 or 6 units whatever may be mentioned in your syllabus. It will consist of 50 marks. Along with that, there are 20 marks allotted for continuous internal assessment CIA activities. Now what is CIA activities? See, after completion of every unit there will be one test conducted. So if there are 5 units, there will be 5 tests conducted and average of these 5 tests will be taken. Along with that, we are planning 2 or 3 more CI activities, just like micro projects, or we can have different activities, something like quiz, or it may be the activity like a poster presentation, technical poster presentation, and in which you are supposed to get good marks to get that out of 20. So out of 5 tests which will be conducted, the average will be taken and it will be scaled down to 10 marks, and remaining 10 marks will be for our remaining 2 activities or 1 activity, whatever is possible. So this 20 marks will be allotted. Now for the end semester examination, if you can see this, for end semester examination, see here, 30 marks, end semester examination 50 marks are allotted, which depends on all 5 units or 6 units, whatever it may be, and according to that you need to get good marks to have good scale. Along with that, at the end of the semester we are going to conduct an oral for 25 marks, and total weightage for this particular subject is 125 marks, and credits allotted for these subjects are 4. So 3 credits for the theory and 1 credit for the practical. Then what are the course objectives for this particular subject? If you can see, this course aims. So course objective means, what is the meaning of course objective? Actually course objective is the thing which we are supposed to teach, that is, as a teacher we are going to deliver as a course objectives, and course outcome is the thing that students are expected to learn from that particular subject. So the course aims at, what the course aims at, it is recall and recognize construction and characteristics of JFET and MOSFET and differentiate with a BJT. So this course aims at, we need to understand, see in the first year you have learned the BJT, bipolar junction transistor, its working. Now we will try to understand FET as an amplifier, how FET works. Along not only FET, we are going to understand MOSFETs also, metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor. So what is the difference between MOSFET and BJT, how one should understand that, and how it can be implemented in your electronic circuitry as a controlling part, that we are going to study. Then course objective 2 is demonstrate and analyze operational amplifier circuits and their application. This is the syllabus of first unit itself. Operational amplifier basics you have already studied in the first year. It may be from, if you are from diploma background, polytechnic background, you might have studied these operational amplifiers also. So we are going to study the basics of the op-amp along with the circuits and their application. What is the third course objective? Describe, illustrate, analyze combinational logic circuit. Now see, the name of subject is analog and digital. So first 2 course objective aims at understanding the digital part, and third course objective aims at understanding the combinational or logical part. So describe, illustrate and analyze combinational logic circuit, simplification of algebraic equation using Carnot map, or it is also called K-map. You might have studied this in the first year itself. Even if it is you are in the polytechnic, you might have studied this K-map in the digital electronics. And Quine-Makulesky method, QM method techniques to derive the logical expressions. We used to call it as a Boolean expressions, and we will try to understand these Boolean expressions in detail. Then fourth course objective is describe and design decoders, encoders, digital multiplexer, adder, subtractor, binary comparator, latches and master slave flip-flop. So you can see the third course objective is also aiming at digital electronics part. Fourth is also describing your digital electronics part, and explain and analyze synchronous, asynchronous sequential circuits. This is your fifth course objective. So in this fifth course objective, we will try to understand the synchronous and asynchronous sequential circuits. The what is meant by sequential circuit, what is meant by combinational circuit, that we are going to study in detail. Our sixth course objective is explain and design resistors and counters A to D, that is analog to digital and digital to analog converters. So what I mean to say is, course objective is the thing which a faculty is going to deliver to you. Try to understand the difference between course objectives and course outcomes. Course outcome is the thing which students are going to learn. So let's understand the course outcomes now. The course outcome is, after successful completion of the course, students will be able to. So course outcome is the thing which students are expected to understand. So students will be able to understand the current and voltage characteristics of semiconductor devices. Semiconductor devices, once again I am saying, you might have studied this in your 12th. If you are from diploma background, you might have studied this in your first year polytechnic. To understand current and voltage characteristics of semiconductor devices, to analyze logical processes and implement logical operations using combinational logic circuit. Once again, your first course outcome aims at analog part, your second course outcome aims at your digital part. Okay. To understand, third course outcome is to understand the fundamental concept and technique used in the digital processing circuits. Once again, digital circuits we are going to learn from unit number 2 onwards. I think there are 5 units in this particular syllabus, and first unit is aiming at your analog part and remaining 4 units aims at digital part. Why one should understand this subject? This is the basic of, we can say that, the subject which we are going to learn in the future. Let's say microcontroller. You need to understand microcontroller. You need to understand the difference between analog and digital circuits. Then only you can be able to understand the analog part and digital part, and then you will understand the microcontroller part. So this is a basic subject. This is very important subject, and even if you are planning to appear in the GATE examination, this subject will carry good mark or good weightage in the GATE examination. So to understand fundamental concept and technique used in the digital processing circuit, to analyze, design and implement sequential logic circuit. So there are two types of the digital circuit. One is sequential, one is combinational. So what is sequential circuit and what is combinational circuit, that we are going to learn. Then to analyze and design sequential logic circuit is done. To apply fundamental knowledge of analog and digital electronics to get different types of analog and digital signals and vice versa, and converts it into one another. So conversion of analog into digital, digital into analog, this is also one of the important thing that one need to understand, because once again I will give the example of microcontroller. Microcontroller will only understand the language of ones and zeros, that is digital. So if there is analog signal, let's take an example, temperature or my voice, I am talking to you, is a type of analog, but microcontroller cannot understand this analog signal. That need to be converted into digital, then only the microcontroller will understand, and according to that it will process. And once again the digital signal converted by the microcontroller is once again converted into analog, so that the normal humans can understand it, because we cannot understand the language of zeros and ones. So A to D and D to A converter is another thing which you are going to learn as a part of this particular subject. So we'll stop here for the first lecture. Thank you very much and keep learning.